This week on Taste Utah. Before the pandemic, we had the good fortune to drive down to Pleasant Grove and visit with Taproot Soda Company. Their company's mission is as simple as the recipes to their unique handcrafted sodas. Pure ingredients, gently sweetened, and a generous splash of effervescence. With flavors like lemon lime lavender and blackberry mint, they are creating a fizzy phenomenon chock full of goodness and putting small batch world-class Utah soda on the map. Then we travel north to Crumb Brothers, which is not just the artisan bread we all know and love. Their restaurant in Logan boasts a spacious patio, ample amounts of fresh, crisp air, and a menu that complements all of their delicious breads. But they aren't stopping there. They're curating a weekly dining experience for dinner, led by the culinary talents of Chef Barney, with a rotating menu and fabulous wine pairings.
You know, Taste Utah, it's more than a typical food series.
Oh, that's right, James. It's about local flavor, from roots through unique, authentically Utah restaurants.
Oh, absolutely. It's the people, the places that make Utah a dining destination.
We love it because there's so much soil and earth to uncover, but still so many great Utah restaurants to savor.
Well, that's just it. We bring the stories and we spread the love.
The best thing about Utah, the views along the way, they're not bad either.
We're not afraid to get our hands just a little dirty.
Food is a necessity, but it's how we create it and share it and experience it together that really shapes our community.
You always have a seat at our table.
Are you ready to taste Utah?
Utah, we know if there's one thing you love, it's soda. We're here in Pleasant Grove at a company called Taproot Soda. They've been in business for about 2 years, and they are committed to making soda for you from the finest ingredients. They give back to nonprofits. They want good vibes only. We can't wait to get a little bit of this beautiful effervescent flavor of Taproot Soda in our mouths. So Mike D's waiting for us. Let's go meet him, should we? Mike D!
What's up, Katy?
How are you?
I'm well, and you?
I'm doing really well. It's so
Awesome.
great to meet you.
Well, thanks for coming in.
We're so excited to be here. Now, I promised the audience that you're going to give us a sneak peek at how the magic is made with Taproot.
You bet. We're creating a batch right now if you guys want to come back and check it out.
We do.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, Mike D, so...
This is Jason. Jason is our production manager. He is the master of fizz.
Okay, so you are Dr. Fizz. What are you brewing up today?
Today we're making a lemongrass ginger
Okay.
with organic, real ingredients.
You guys do this lemongrass ginger, but then do you offer any other kinds of flavors?
Yeah. We have a lemongrass ginger, lemon lime lavender, and a blackberry mint.
Okay.
And we'll be launching a root beer, which we're
Root
really
beer.
excited about.
I mean, Utah loves root beer, right? So talk to me a little bit about what we've got going on.
So I've got the organic lemongrass and some organic ginger.
Okay,
Yeah, I just cut it up into smaller pieces
okay.
and then steep it for about a half hour.
Okay.
Kind of like making tea.
Is it you that's coming up with all of the ingredients and all of the recipes and things like that, or like is it a collective? Because it's the two of you and also Jade, who is your third partner in Taproot.
So I'm in charge of doing all the recipe development and production, but then we all sit down, try it, and they've got a lot of great input, and we come up with the recipe.
I'll put this bowl back. So you measure everything out, you put everything in this bowl,
Right.
and then a little bit of water, some honey, and steep it for
So usually steep it for right about a half hour
half hour.
to get extract all the goodness out of the ginger.
I love it. Now this what we're making right now is super, super, super small batch, but you guys are gonna take me to where sort of the beautiful steeping happens on a massive level. Is that right?
Yeah.
Lead the
Let's
way.
go. Yeah.
Lead the way, gentlemen. So we're at these enormous vats. Between the cutting and the ingredient preparation, what's going on, Jason, that gets us to here?
So after the lemongrass and ginger steeps,
How long are you steeping it in sort of these just metal pans?
half hour there,
Okay,
and
so
then
it steeps for a half hour.
right, and then add the honey to it,
Okay.
and then remove the bags with
Yeah.
the ginger, and the lemongrass and put that into a wine press.
Okay.
And so crank that down to extract all the juices out of it.
That's amazing. So honey, no sugar.
This recipe has no sugar. It's sweetened with 100% raw honey.
We've pressed it down, we've got all the concentration, and then we bring it to these, I mean, these almost look like beer vats.
That's correct, yeah. So these are used in breweries to produce beer.
How long does the brew stay in here for, the fizzy?
Yeah, so in here, usually leave it for about 48 hours.
Okay.
And then carbonate it. Giving it that time to sit in there helps the soda to just kind of blend and equal out.
Okay, so it sits in there for 48 hours, and then you add the carbonation, and then how long does it stay in there carbonated before you actually can it?
It could stay in there for up to a week or more. Usually we carbonate it the day before we can it.
Now, speaking of the amazing juice, we get to try a little bit of it?
Let's try a little bit.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll come up here and grab a little bit from the sample port. This gives us the ability to test for any metrics, any sugar levels, make sure we're producing consistent batches. It also just gives us a chance to hydrate and enjoy ourselves. So what we're tasting is what Jason was just cutting up. You're gonna find notes of that ginger, lemongrass, honey.
This is extraordinary. It's effervescent, it's light, but it's so refreshing. Just like that kiss of honey, you can just taste it on the end of the palate. After this process, that's really where the magic happens. You guys are gonna can, and how many batches do you typically run, or how many cans come in a batch?
So at this point, this batch has probably spent 2 or 3 days being created.
Okay.
It's sitting here, it's ready to be packaged. Normally, we may package 1 to 2 tanks at a time, depending on logistics and all sorts of boring stuff.
Right.
For today, we're just gonna package this tank.
Well, we won't delay the process of canning any further. I cannot wait to be walked through that process. All right, Mike, so what have we got going here? We've got cans. So you've got this huge pallet of empty cans.
That empty pallet is being taken row by row on what we call a shaker table.
Okay.
So that comes on the table, it shakes, as the name would denote.
Nice.
Slowly getting those cans down to that chute where we want them
Okay,
to.
and that's why it spins around?
Yep.
Okay.
That chute is spinning them around, getting them upside down.
Okay.
So that they can be sprayed with sanitizer, cleaning them out, making sure only good soda's going in. Then that sanitizer drips out, then we go through the next stop. So then it hits that conveyor, they're waiting in line, and
Then this is the money shot, right? You've got
Yep.
the nozzles that drop in.
Exactly.
So they're dropping in, they're filling.
The first 3 nozzles, the little thinner ones, are just degassing it.
Oh,
So we're
okay.
trying to get rid of all that oxygen. They're just gonna send a little blanket of CO2 in that's slowly lifting up and lifting out that oxygen layer.
Okay.
And then they're gonna slide in the next
So
position
now they're sliding in and we're seeing 3 nozzles.
with product.
Product, okay, and then that's the foam that's coming out the top, the carbonation.
Yep, all the carbonation, all the soda. Then once it senses that it's full,
Okay.
it's gonna stop that. It's gonna move them on. We're gonna put lids on top of that as soon as possible.
And it just like delicately sets the lids on.
Yep.
And then it moves it to like a spinner.
Yeah, got a lid, you've got the can, but they're just kind of hanging out with each other. The
Okay.
seamer's gonna unite them permanently, seam that, and seal it so that the can's ready to go. Shoots it out, down back to the conveyor. It's gonna go and get rinsed off because there might be a little sticky soda on the outside.
Okay.
And then the last little step on this line is we're gonna dry off that water.
Dry off the water. So you're gonna you're measuring it, you dry off
Yep.
the water, you measure it, put it in a little.
We're picking it up can by can.
Okay.
We're throwing each can on the scale, making sure that our weight's where we want them to be, not
Okay.
too full and not too empty.
Just very Goldilocks.
Yep.
Just right.
Just in that sweet spot. And then we throw them in the cardboard little case and we throw them on
Onto the
pallets. That's about it.
So I sort of feel like I'm sitting at this round table with the godfathers of Utah soda. This is the 3 partners who are the masterminds behind Taproot Soda.
Jason and I met down here starting a brewery in Utah County. We both fell in love. We both shared a mutual passion for crafting beverages at the highest level we possibly could. Jade got involved one year. We all went out to Denver to a big beer festival and got all introduced, and the 3 of us were naturally fell in line. We kind of all decided at the same time we wanted to work with each other. And then the idea for soda kind of fell about with me and Jason and Jade bumping heads together over a couple months. And we thought there was maybe more of an opportunity and a need to have really well-crafted soda than there was as much of a need to have another well-crafted brewery.
Jade, why Taproot? Why that name?
We actually tossed around a couple ideas, but the taproot is the main root that goes down that provides all the nutrients for the plant. So
Should we dive into some tasting?
yeah,
Okay.
start with the root beer first.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm so excited.
So the root beer is made with organic cane sugar. And the blackberry mint also has organic cane sugar. And then the lemon lime, lavender, and the lemongrass ginger are both local honey from Bagley Farms.
Oh my gosh. That's like crisp. It's refreshing. Okay, what are we gonna taste next?
Let's do lemon lime lavender.
I'm so excited.
And talking of spirits, I think this one goes really well with gin. There's a cocktail that we call a gimlet.
Oh yeah. I mean, that is so good. And it's like got a wolf on the cover of it. Who came up with these?
We know a designer out of Austin, Texas, and she came up with the labels.
Oh.
Each one of them, they're different myths or stories that have one of the ingredients in it.
So next is blackberry spearmint, and this is probably our most popular right now. So it's not too minty. I think it's good level of spearmint.
I mean, the blackberry, it's almost jammy.
This is one that does use sugar.
Okay.
We've tried playing with honey in it, but it just didn't shine through the way we wanted it to. So we do use sugar, but we've decided to use organic cane sugar.
I mean, when you taste it, you feel good. And so much goodness is going into a can of soda. I mean, it's unbelievable. One more thing I want to touch on, and then I'll let you guys get on with your lives. 1% of your proceeds go to a nonprofit. Is it a different nonprofit, and how do you choose that?
We have been giving to different nonprofits. Some of the nonprofits like Boys and Girls Club. Every year we're looking for new nonprofits to donate to.
I love it. Well, you put love in the evolution of soda, so just thanks so much.
Thanks, Katy.
Cheers. Boom. Boom.
Logan, Utah, just a scenic drive from Salt Lake City or, any further south. And our destination today, Crumb Brothers.
James, this destination has been on our must-hit list for like how many? Like 5 years?
I know.
So Crumb Brothers started as an artisan bakery.
Okay.
Now it's expanded to a cafe. And even more so, Chef Barney has brought his sort of amazing city flair back to Logan to start doing some really cool events, creating a really amazing menu, and we're gonna sit with him. He's gonna give us a lay of the land.
While we view the mountains.
Oh,
Yeah, can't wait to meet him.
let's do it.
Okay.
Welcome to Crumb Brothers. How are you ladies doing today?
Oh, we're so excited
Yeah.
to be here.
Absolutely.
So good to see you.
Well,
Thank you.
We've come a long way, all the way to Logan, and we are in search of Chef Barney.
I actually have him waiting for you in the back in our new event space. I will show you back to him.
Yay!
Heard about this
Let's
space.
go.
Thank you. Chef Barney, we knew you were bringing us to some place special to dine, which the food looks amazing, and this room, the ambiance matches it. Will you tell us first of all about this room? Where are we?
So we're in the new edition of Crumb Brothers. We call it new edition. It's been here for a couple of years now.
The light fixtures, the different paintings, and then this beautiful bar up front or counter. It's just, and then the fact that a garage door opens and you're basically dining inside outside.
Yeah, so you can still get that plein air dining experience, but still be inside. So
I mean, Cache Valley views just aren't so bad.
yeah, you look out here, we've got, something that I think of iconic for the Cache Valley skyline, if you can call it that.
Crumb Brothers just has this beautiful patio space, and so it's wonderful to be a part of it. It kind of wraps around the whole building, and so you don't feel like you're missing out of sitting outside, because you kind of are.
Speaking of Cache Valley, it is it's a cozy community, and you definitely utilize a few other companies or farmers or artisans within the valley. Are you using central milling flour? And
Yeah, so we use central milling for almost the entirety of all of our flours that we use here. for our breads and pastries. We use, I know you've done segments with Slide Ridge honey. We use those in some of our breads and definitely some of our dressings and things. Ballard Farms, their pork belly is on the banh mi there in front of you. Yep.
So this is a banh mi. Traditional?
I don't know if I do anything traditional.
Exactly.
Really.
Good answer.
I do everything my way.
So banh mi, Chef Barney's way.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little pork belly.
Yeah, pork belly, pickled carrots and daikon, pickled cucumbers and red onion, organic greens.
Beautiful.
We've got basil and cilantro on there, but they're in the form of pestos that we make. And then some sriracha mayo on our ciabatta bun.
Now what do I have in front of me, Chef?
You have our Cobb salad. So again, the organic greens. We've got a smoked blue cheese. We've got some sriracha chicken, crispy bacon, avocado. It's a green goddess dressing, and then a basted egg.
And then in front of you?
This is our monthly special sandwich this month. So we've got 2 types of creminelli salami on there. We've got their Milano and their calabrese, a house-made giardinaria pickle mix. Again, the organic greens, some dill vinaigrette. It's on our baguette.
And then palmiers.
Palmiers.
Talk to us about these.
So I know we got some shots of these being made. These are the palmiers. They are an unleavened laminated dough. So no yeast in the dough, just simple dough. And then we take a high butter fat content butter. It's an 83% butter. We pound that flat, laminate it in the dough. So lamination is the process of rolling the dough and then folding it over itself and rolling it out. And you do that multiple times to get all the layers of butter and pastry in there.
Okay, with butter in it. So like a layer of dough, butter, fold.
Kind of like a croissant and a little bit like a muffin.
So it's a cruffin, yes. So croissant muffin, it's baked in a special pan. It uses our croissant dough, which is also a laminated dough, but separate.
Well, and Crumb Brothers is sort of dynamic, right? So, well, it is very dynamic. Let's say you have a baking team that is making these beautiful pastries for the bakery, but then you also have sort of the Crumb Brothers that I grew up with, which was this artisan bread that it was, you know, baked in Logan and then sort of sent out to all of us to be able to enjoy. So you have that team, and then you have yourself that's overseeing all of it and the actual menu of the day-to-day operations, and then you're doing these things called Wine Wednesdays.
Yes, and actually we've expanded them into, right now it's Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. We're looking at expanding into Thursday to where it would just be a 4-day-a-week dinner service, locally focused. Every single week it's a different menu. It's always a surprise what you're gonna get.
And this is your creation. This is it sounds like these might be a part of your muse as a chef, is like really having a special dinner where, do you pair wines then with?
Yes, yeah. So we've got, I'm pretty sure we've got the biggest wine list in northern Utah outside of the city.
Born and raised in the Logan area, but then you did spend some time at restaurants throughout the Salt Lake Valley.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely wanted to give Logan a nice dining experience, you know, something that was different from what I was used to.
I think what makes me most curious is the kind of dishes that you may make at these Wine Wednesdays. Would you be willing to make us a dish that maybe you would make?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, awesome.
All right, to
Okay.
the kitchen.
Okay,
Chef Barney.
cool. Cheers.
Katy and I. Cheers. Okay, Chef Barney, this has to be one of the most inspiring bakeries I think I've ever been in. Yeah?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's definitely a beautiful space. Yeah,
Tall ceilings.
we're really lucky to work in this space.
You're gonna make something from your Wine Wednesday?
Yeah, so this week we're doing some Southeast Asian stuff, and so especially as we're in the season, you know, we've got lots of local stuff that we're using here. So we've got some rice paper, And this is pretty straightforward. You know, you just dip them in water. You don't need
It
to.
amazes me that these are edible. It almost looks like plastic, like it couldn't be, but it actually is made from rice.
We're throwing down some local cucumbers. So these come from another local farm. These and the green onions come from Lost Creek Farm up in Amalga. We've got some of the coriander, some basil and Thai basil, you know, so we've got a nice herb mix. So some organic, right now we've got some romaine from First Frost. So we're gonna put that
Oh, I like
in
that
there.
technique, a little break, fold, fold.
And yeah, then we just fold them on up like a burrito. If you can roll a burrito, you can make a spring roll.
This takes you back to your,
So-
is it similar to sushi? Sushi
I mean,
roll
similar
things a little?
enough,
Yeah,
you
okay.
know. We've got a little plate with some more local organic greens. And this is a peanut sauce.
Okay, so this is not just peanut butter. This is
No, it's not just peanut.
It looks like a
So yeah, there we go. You know, we've got some fresh local organic ingredients, and then a little taste of Asia, and then
Crumb Brothers has always been synonymous with extraordinary breads and pastries, and you can get them at local farmers markets. You're enjoying them at some of your favorite restaurants, whether you may or may not know it. And now this beautiful elevated game of macarons and beautiful pastries in the pastry shelf, and enjoying chef's spring roll, chef-driven menu. Really, really exciting.
from a garden practically down the street. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
hop, skipping away to
yeah.
Nibley,
I
right?
mean, you don't get much more local. We have our own, you know, little garden here that we harvest some things from, but yeah, I mean, we're, you know, a 5-minute drive from where the organic farm is there. So
I think you should take one of these. Jamie, you take one of these,
really?
and I'll take one of these, and we're just gonna dip it. We're gonna cheers. Okay, I love it. Now that's for you at all. And just, Chef,
Love
thank
the
you
way
so
they
much.
stick
This has
together.
been an extraordinary experience,
Yeah.
and we just appreciate your expertise.
It's
And
a holy spring roll.
cheers.
Cheers.